76.
Are you 76?
Don't worry about it.
You're that high up? That's a high score or something.
Yeah, Moody sent me a video the other day, and I posted it of Clint Eastwood. He is 94.
Or you're 74.
Yeah.
You're 74 or 76.
69.
Bullshit.
My favorite number. I'm sticking with it.
69, give or take, a couple decades.
He sounds like a lucky guy. Liberty and Lead podcast. Keep it local, keep it cash. Tell the feds kiss your ass. I'm Ty.
I'm Moo.
I'm Traeger.
I'm not right.
Yeah, we know.
He's correct. That's Buzz.
Buzz.
Buzzard.
Ty Senior.
So we need to get together and do another free fair special.
Oh, I know.
Revisit that one. I thought that was a good one. I thought it was fun.
But we need to
With
get
that new table.
and I did talk to Mike Clark,
Yeah.
the fair manager. He said he would come up, but I think what I'd like to do is get dipshit
You'd be more specific.
Kurt,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Kurt, and Mike and myself.
You know what we could do? Could be a lot of fun if we did it like midday on a Saturday. We'd do it like in front of the grandstand.
Is it
What
power
do-
we can use?
Oh yeah.
Why there ain't no video?
What do you mean? No, we can video it. We'll just do it in front of the grandstand for ambiance, and we're there, and we're talking about it.
Or do it in the...
It's on video.
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
What do you think the lights
I thought-
are?
Well, it was, and now it's called YouBoob.
Now it's
starting today.
Oh, that's funny.
I thought it was. Quick, so last Sunday, Amy got up real early, went to Myers.
Real early at 9 a.m.
Well, it's like 6. Got her shit, came home, went back to bed. I got up. I'm like, I gotta go get stuff for work. We go back to Myers. She goes with me. We come home, unload all that shit, take care of some other crap. Then she wants to go to Menards. We do that. Dink around. Then we get home, and I'm outside with one of the dogs. Something happens. I gotta stay outside. Give me a paper towel. There's grease on the ground. I just want to clean it up. Okay, they run in the house, and I'm waiting and waiting, and I'm like, what in the
Oh yeah, you were
fuck is
telling me
going
that.
on? I run in the house, and there's Bianca standing there with a huge box, empty box now of donuts that I just bought on the second trip to Myers. A full box. Charlie ate the whole box. And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell happened? I look down at him and his ribs are sticking way out. And I'm like, oh dude, you're about to pop, bro. He puked twice. Not right away, but he puked twice, and he's probably shit his guts out. But yeah, he ate a whole big box, like a dozen or more donuts. And they're the premium, like Long John's, really good ones that you hand pick.
Jeez.
Yeah, not like the cheap
That
$2.99
fucker was
box.
sugar high out of his freaking gourd.
Dude, I thought for sure he was going to have his sugar high and then just zonk out the rest of the day. He was just, he acted normal other than bloated, but he'd lay down like maybe once an hour and you could just watch him. No shit, dude.
Looks like the rest of us when we eat a good meal.
Well, yeah, he was. So he'd get up on the table, because we're watching my camera, get up on pick one out, take it down right in the middle of the floor in front of all the other dogs and eat it. They didn't try to get it. They didn't want any of it. They're just kind of sitting there going, go watch.
No, we're not having a part of this.
That's exactly. Lily's looking at him like, yeah, I'm not getting into that. But anyway, that was
My cat kind of does the same thing. Go out there and grab a mouse and eat it. Comes in the house, pukes all over the floor, and he goes. A couple days later, does the same thing. You would think after a while they would learn. You just can't do that. But it was. Did I ever tell you how I named my cat? That's a cute story.
Something tells me it's not, but okay.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Something tells me you're going to tell us anyway.
Then I ain't telling you then. Save it for another day.
well, now you went up to it.
You're so old, you ain't got very many left, buddy.
What's that? Oh.
I'm allergic to boobies.
Hey, what
Bad
we
case
what-
of erections.
what should do when Sally comes? We gotta have a topic when Sally gets back. That she'll get in. What could it be?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Burnouts and why women won't do them.
Courthouse stuff. That's all. She eats, drinks, and sleeps at courthouse.
She can't say anything.
Why?
I don't know. There's some legal
Confidentiality.
binding, yeah.
Well, maybe.
I guess most of it ends up being public information anyway.
Eventually.
Eventually.
We could ask her some questions.
Well, we don't have to actually ask names. There we go. Who's
what?
the worst? Who's the worst offending scumbag there? What's the things he's done, but without giving his name? We'll call him.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
Hey. We'll call him Hey.
imagine her playing Smoking Gun. Get her input on it.
She's seen some douchebags
All right.
for sure.
So Ty, I found this and thought of you. So let me fix that.
So this is on YouTube right now.
So read that out. No,
It will
this
be.
is not.
He's got a-
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not live feed.
Oh, okay.
We're not like yeah.
I have to be able to censor out most of the shit you guys say. You gonna read it or what?
Yeah, I guess so. Faster than an R1, traveling flat out at almost 70 miles per hour, the Honda Gram will easily overtake an R1 traveling at 55 miles an hour. Okay. As many wheels as a K1600 GT. At 20 pounds, 20,000 pounds, BMW K1600 GT Tourer has 2 wheels. At 4,000 pounds, Honda Gram also has 2 wheels. More pillions than a Superleggera. That's a Ducati.
Yeah.
Want to take a passenger on your Ducati Superleggera? Well, you can't. You can on the Honda Gram, though. God, he's right. That's funny. The Honda MSX 125 Gram. You win in life with a Gram. God, well, Scott White said the other day, he goes, I got 2 of them now. We want to go riding. You guys invited us last time. We never caught up with you. He goes, let's do it. Let's just do a ride day. And I'm like, all right, you take the scooters. He goes, we'll be a little faster, but we'll just wait. I'm like, all right, I'm game. I'm fine with that. So, ready to ride. Mine don't run.
Your what doesn't run?
My scooter, it runs, but it won't idle. Just peters out. Got a carburetor problem.
You gotta run rec fuel, man.
I do.
Apparently not.
I do.
It's all gummed up. Secret Service plans to fire DEI hired agents, but an Obama-appointed judge rules it illegal. Trump then assigns them to protect Clinton, Obama, and Biden, who reject them and demand merit-based male agents.
Oh, are you serious? That's a great one.
Womp womp.
That's a fucking good one because we all know how that went.
That one's ate her fair share of donuts.
Well, hold on. You remember seeing that one Secret Service agent in Butler who was like 2 foot shorter than Trump? How's she going to stop anything?
Right.
But,
I mean, if he's attacked by midgets.
yeah.
Got to get past you first.
So I saw this as well. People believed aliens built the pyramids. I believe aliens wrote the Kama Sutra, because no way the most unattractive accent in the world pulled like that.
That's funny.
Oh, the internet's glorious.
So, another quick thing. You get $1 million. Would you take $1 million if the person you hated the most got $2 million? Posing the tough questions tonight.
Well, yeah, you take the $1 million and then you put it into something that makes it.
Yeah, but I don't want to see my enemy happy with $2 million.
It's a loaded situation.
That ain't gonna happen. So
That won't happen. No, but that's kind of. Would you take $1 million if the person you hated the most got $2 million out of it? The same deal.
Yeah, maybe they can fuck off out of my way.
That's pretty good, yeah.
I just invest.
I think
something
Sally's
more
back.
than what he got, because he ain't gonna invest it because he's stupid.
So, Ty, I saw something this week. Kind of took me back. Not this. That's actually before I came here. You recognize this guy?
He looks familiar.
Yeah, it's the Chevy, the Boston.
You notice how you haven't heard one of his commercials?
Well,
Takes on a
that's
commercial.
obviously a mugshot of some sort.
It turns out, retroactively, his videos are not so great. He is currently in jail in Florida, so he's not from Boston.
Well, he nailed the Boston accent, though.
His name is David, not Mock.
Well, I get that. Mock is perfect for his stigma thing he's got going.
So he's in prison in Florida and has been for a couple of years now for crimes against the child. He drives a Chevy Corvette.
Careful. Be careful.
2010 Corvette, white. Let's see.
Well, he dead. If he's still in jail, he's not.
Lewd or lascivious molestation, victim under 12, offender 18 or older.
I need to know details. I would like to know, maybe not the gory details, but the details of that. Because, I mean, you could be on a sex offender list for pissing in public.
No, this is lewd and lascivious involving
But
a
you know
child.
what I'm getting at. It's
Molestation. He's a chomo.
You can't get on a sex offenders list if you show your boobs, I guess.
yeah, right?
All right. I found that out the other day.
I should work on that.
But, yeah.
I wanted to.
You're already growing them out.
Pot, meat kettle. I went to the gym twice already this week. Moody probably went every day.
Nope. I
Yeah.
went twice this week.
Sit on a bench and eat a box of donuts?
He's putting in the work.
I went Saturday.
Not you. I meant him.
I went
I'm a little sore today, actually.
earlier this week. Kind of did a little heavy on the Strider machine. Sitting elliptical kind of thing, but I always add a ton of resistance. And then everything was fine. Went home, took a nap, and then I couldn't walk very well the rest of the afternoon and all the next morning. So as soon as I got to work Wednesday morning, I popped a handful of ibuprofen. Then I could finally start walking normally.
I was going to say, how's that leg feeling now?
And
I
I
didn't-
wasn't going to go Thursday, and then I was like, fuck it, I probably should keep the habit. And
Keep the momentum.
I didn't go to the gym because I don't go to the gym. But I did the other day.
of life, brother.
And pretty much, I dismounted and remounted
Oof. What's his name?
3
Oh, I wanted to say
That
that.
poor bastard. That poor
I
bastard.
wanted to say
three
that so bad.
load range G trailer tires, 16-inch trailer tires.
Don't you guys have like metal carts on wheels to move those things around with?
I did them in my driveway at home.
Oh,
Who's talking downstairs?
the girls.
The girls.
Girls.
The girls.
Yours and his.
The girls.
I know.
Do we need to explain that more?
But I thought there was only one girl down there. That's why.
No,
I
the other
She
one came back.
already.
Oh, she did.
You didn't hear the spitting and sputtering, rod knocking Corvette?
No, I didn't.
305 swap it.
All right. Well,
all I heard.
all right. Carry on.
Alright, so you mounted and remounted a dude? I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
And you're sore?
I mean, that's some freaking workload. Freaking
On your
mountain
trailer
load
or
range
what?
G's. No, just a bunch of spares. Had some extra rims and had some extra tires and decided to take it upon myself and mount them up.
Did you balance them?
Fuck no, they're trailer tires. Who the fuck balances trailer tires?
I got something I've never heard of before. I mean, I understand how it can happen. We got a brand new tractor in,
Okay.
50,000 miles, so basically new. And it's a tandem. And the passenger side front set of drives, the brakes must have locked up. Because they're nice and square. How the fuck does a brake chamber lock up on a 50,000 mile truck?
Fucking shit brake chambers.
How do they do it on a Ford Super Duty? On any Ford? Because all the Ford calipers,
Well, that's because they
they
sell.
got no problem.
We've had lots of issues. We have a truck that I took over to the dealer today. It's in for a second exhaust manifold. It's a year and a half old.
Which one?
The most safest driver we have.
I don't work there.
Fuck no.
He said,
I didn't say the laziest. I said the safest.
I mean,
But then, just the shit. This everybody whines and cries and wants new trucks. until they get new trucks, and then they whine and cry about the new trucks.
Oh, dumb shit. That's
apparently, we got a rebid coming, and you know what wave that brings.
And by all means, I would just soon have the 7 and 8,000 series trucks back, considering what we have now.
Bring back the manual Volvos for the win.
Manual trucks for the win.
Manual
Old 871
T800s.
Cummins, 870 Cummins.
Manual
What else?
T800s.
What would you do if they brought all that shit back without any kind of DEF equipment on it?
Be wonderful.
DPF and all that?
Half of the shop would be laid off.
Yeah.
I mean,
The other half is fixing all the fucked up stuff from shitty drivers who probably shouldn't
exactly.
have
The newer equipment we have, the more freaking breakdowns we have, the more problems with freaking libtard tree hugger bullshit they add to this shit.
EPA regulations is what he's getting at.
So one of these days, I'm going to sit down and do some research to do some math about how green wind turbines are.
Oh, yeah, right?
Because
not far from here, they're trying to put a wind farm in.
Basically I need to do the research on the equipment, how much fuel it uses, how big of a hole it digs. That tells you how long the equipment's on site. The trucks to haul the dirt around. The trucks to haul the
Billy Bob
concrete
Thornton
around.
did that.
No, he did a little bit of it. I'm talking about how many thousands of gallons does it take to generate half as much power as you just burned?
Somebody has already done that. The math, you just got to find the research.
They might have committed suicide.
By gunshot wound to the back of the head.
2 of them.
They're probably on Clinton's list.
Well, okay, give us a wind farm, but the most pro wind farm guy
Has to live there.
has to live there for the rest of his life and his family's life, whatever.
Can't
And
sell them.
when they're done with it, all that equipment gets buried on his land. Don't take it anywhere else. Don't take it to some other guy's farm and bury it. It gets buried right there.
They showed a video. Wind farm went up like 10 years ago, and I don't remember where. But they went out to this abandoned property. House. And they stood in there. Or stood out in the driveway of this house. While these freaking wind turbines were going. They pretty much had to yell at each other to talk.
Was that why the house was abandoned? Or was
Yep.
It, okay.
You go in the house because they got permission to go in the house. And you can't hear because just the echoing of the wind turbine. The
I can't
owner that abandoned it and moved out said it screwed with any and all reception he had there.
So phones, TV, radio. Yep. Yeah, that's about it, I would think. But yeah, that's enough.
And it was just so ungodly loud.
Huh.
And they showed it, so, I don't know, closest one to his house was 66. So you're looking at 250, 300 yards away. That was the closest one to his house.
I guess I want to stand next to one and just hear it, or 100 yards from it and hear it, just so I can experience it. Obviously, I don't want to. Fuck, who would want to live next to one?
I'm against it because it's as green as they say it is. It's not. And you know, the bird habitat that it fucks up, the wildlife, everything, because they don't like the loud noise. The birds, they freaking don't fly through there because of the freaking blades going around. They have. It's just, I don't know. It's a waste of freaking money. It's a waste of property.
The EPA is so busy worrying about our exhaust fumes, and they're letting that shit happen because it all gets buried in the earth.
You're right, I did some looking. Typical onshore wind farm estimates suggest that the construction phase might require about 1,200 to 2,500 gallons of diesel fuel per megawatt of installed capacity. 1,200 gallons on the low end.
So how at what point did somebody decide these are great? These are the way of the future, or let's do this.
Actually, someone else points something else out. These wind turbines require 80 gallons of oil as lubricant.
Yeah.
And it's synthetic based on crude. And it needs to be replaced every year. 80 gallons of oil replaced every year to run a wind turbine. Okay, hold on. I don't think we've talked to you about this. What do you think about nuclear power?
Yeah, I like it.
Sorry, bunny magic, as I like to call it.
When people hear the word nuclear power, some people get nervous and scared, and so we call it fuzzy bunny power.
I call it nuclear because I'm an adult.
Right.
If you get upset about it, you're obviously a fucking child.
Right. What's your honest opinion on that?
I don't know anything about it. I don't watch TV, so I never listen to stuff like that. I don't. I just don't. I don't even like to listen to news.
Power shortage crisis, though they're coming up with wind farms and solar and all this other shit. Problem is, they're taking curing a shortage problem there and creating an environmental problem everywhere else. So,
Fucking solar.
I thought LED lighting was going to be the savior, but it's just not.
It's never going to be a savior. And nobody has yet to explain how me paying more in taxes will somehow make the environment better. That's what your fucking Democrats you vote for want, is raise the taxes more for all these green initiatives. How the fuck is green paper making the environment more green?
How are they making the green paper?
Cutting down a tree and cotton, because it's a mixture. Paper money is a mixture of paper and linden. But either way,
I don't know.
they're cutting down trees, actually turning fields brown with all the excavation work to build solar farms,
Which create heat.
which create heat in the ambient area, just to generate a little bit of power and pay some schmuck in a pickup to drive out there and sweep them off every once in a while because dust builds up on them.
And what did we
You
discuss?
gotta mow the lawn too, so you're still paying some guy to go out there and mow all the grass.
What did we discuss 2 years ago? It takes what? 50 yards of concrete to pour this foundation for the freaking turbines?
50 yards? I feel like it's a lot more than that.
I don't. Did I pull those
remember.
numbers? I don't remember.
Okay. But a couple years back, concrete went through the roof because there's a shortage of sand. You know what we can't make any more of? Sand. The more they use in the concrete, it's not like when they break the concrete apart, we can just kind of separate the sand out of it. Okay, now I did talk to somebody that
those fans will go like this.
they down by Battle Creek, they have a solar farm.
It's about to get
And I'm not saying it's a bad deal, the way they're doing it. So what they're doing for this solar farm is they had the solar farm all done, all that shit, and then they got
Can I get downer?
250 sheep.
I'm pulling. You say I'm a downer?
So they get the sheep's wool off
He
the
wants to see
sheep,
your boner.
Not much to
And
see
they-
there.
turn the sheep loose, and have the
I just walked boner and sheep.
sheep
I'm
wool
walking into
closed in around the solar farm. So the sheep eat all the grass and keep the weeds down. They don't have to pay anybody to mow. They don't have to feed their sheep because they're eating natural foliage.
And marriages are saved.
And whatever. But again,
Do you have a name for your favorite male sheep? I'm just
Are you
asking.
talking about?
Buzz.
You talking about the place over here?
Just asking.
The solar farm?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're-
I heard sheep because
I don't know how sheep got
There's
in
this tractor place over here. Used to have sheep in their
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
retention pond, and they just walked around and ate. And
Shit.
no, this is a
Which
solar
makes
farm
sense.
down to Battle Creek.
Real quick before I forget, I've been meaning to call you all day about that thing this morning. He just pulled in the driveway, and there's been car after car after car and other things going on today. So sorry. He just pulled in and asked me about it. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's back there. I think I seen it. Here we go. You ready?
Uh-oh. What is it?
Oh, hold up. Okay. What's going on?
Just walking out of Costco, getting ready to head to work for a change.
Bullshit. You don't freaking work.
Who is it?
You whine and complain.
So, I can't think of a better way to tell this story than have you tell it.
Nope.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Hey,
oh
while you
yeah.
were at Costco, did you get a good deal on like fat chicks underwear?
Spray tan.
Yeah.
So
Lard.
we play pranks on once in a great while. A good one comes along. I was flicking. Amy sent me. Somehow she got me on Temu, and all of a sudden these gigantic fat chick.
Because I need to restock the shop.
All of a sudden, somehow these gigantic fat chick panties came across, and I'm thinking, perfect. For $6, I can buy these gigantic fat chick panties and stick them under Tori's seat in his truck.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Somebody else. This guy. So I stick him under his Jeep seat. Nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens. I finally couldn't take it anymore. One of his buddies goes in the bathroom at work, and I chase him in there, and I'm like, hey, has Tori said anything about these underwear? And he goes, yeah, I think his wife found them or something. And I'm like, oh, perfect. At least somebody found them. They exist in his mind. They're living in his mind rent-free somehow, whatever. But I still didn't hear anything. And then last weekend, I finally let the cat out of the bag because he bought me this rum right here. And then I said, well, since we're on the topic of Tori, I pranked him, and that's what... So you got to take over from here.
All right, am I live then?
No, we're recording, but we're not live.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Give me 2 seconds because I'm trying to put crap in my car. So
Who calls when they're on the way out of Costco?
I texted him.
So,
I asked really that fast.
Yeah. Years ago, I pranked him with a box, an empty box that said dildos and shit all over, and I had it mailed to his house. That went over pretty well. That was pretty funny too.
I like
But
that.
this is the latest one.
Okay, let me put this cart back and I'm good to go.
I gotta get to work, then I'm good to go.
You want me to get to work and I got tug on line.
No shit.
you
So,
bought as well.
Hold on, if I'm going to tug, I'm like a pig.
okay, go ahead.
So what had happened was we were getting the cars detailed. So we ended up getting the cars detailed. The first one is going to get detailed was the Jeep. My wife works over in Holland. So we're like, okay, well, we'll go to this place in Holland. I've got a couple different vehicles that we're going to get detailed. So when she got out of work, each day she would just go. So we got back from vacation, so we were taking the Jeep first. So we hurried up, grabbed a ton of stuff, and I had a guy helping me, working for me, and he didn't have a vehicle. So what was cheapest on gas was the Jeep. So he lived over like Division 44th, like 44th, 54th, over in
The ghetto
area of town. Yeah, that's the easy way to put it. And so anyways, I knew he vaped. I knew he did a lot of different stuff, but, you know, as long as he didn't bring it to work, I was cool with it. Anyways, yeah. So anyways, the Jeep came in first, so when we got home, we hurried up, grabbed everything out of the, center console, back of it, all that stuff, and she brought it in. So got it detailed, no big deal. The next day, we're bringing another truck in, so Diane ends up calling him and saying, hey, I'm going to be there a little bit early, and he said, oh, well, we've got a bag that's going to be in the front seat that's from leftover from the Jeep that we found stuff. And so Diane's like, okay, well, we thought we got everything out, so I'm thinking, above compartment, whatever. Anyways, he's like, actually, there was some undergarment in there, and Dan was like, okay, whatever. And then, so anyways, at this time, I'm sleeping, so she comes home, And then she calls me, to wake me up from upstairs, and she's like, this guy, these Mexican guys, they found, I don't even know what it is, she said, and I'm like, all right, and I'm like, well,
the big top.
so she pulls it out of this bag, and we're like, what in the world? And I'm like, I don't have freaking any idea who this is. Like, I have no idea what this is even about. And so she holds them up, and they're like 10 times the size of her. I'm like, holy cow. And then I'm thinking, that dude that used my truck, he had to have banged this girl in my Jeep. And Diana and I are just going back and forth going, I can't fathom it. Like, I don't even understand how you could even want to. And then just like the visual of trying to take him off the girl, anything like that. Just absolutely, like, and I'm like, and I, the guy left on bad terms, so he ended up getting terminated. So I never really confronted the dude on it, and so she had left it. We had like a area where we walk in, so we threw it over there, and so I was telling Dave and Cordell, I'm like, man, you don't understand like how bad this, and we were trying to figure out at first because it was so big, like how this, it was pretty awful, and
this
so
could fit in our car.
huh?
Nothing.
That poor suspension.
Oh yeah.
The air right on the
And
passenger's
I mean, it was absolutely. I mean, everyone's did stupid stuff in their days, but I can't even imagine how big this person had been, about 500 pounds. So I'm thinking my poor Jeep and this poor guy, because this guy's smaller. I mean, this guy's 100 pounds soaking wet. So I'm like, there's no way.
So he's like a tic tac for her.
There's flour everywhere flying. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, and that was weird because when she said, she's like, when in the bag there was like a vape and stuff like that. Well, all of a sudden she pulls that out, and then she's like, I can't fathom it, and yeah, it was, and so I assumed this whole time that it was him, and I didn't think anything of it. Like I said, I leave my vehicles unlocked all the time, so to think that a prank would happen, I would never think that would happen, so it never even crossed my mind, and pretty much because the guy had drove my Jeep for almost 3 weeks straight during that time frame, and when we pinpointed out the times when it got detailed, which was last month, which was almost a month ago, those were in my Jeep a month before that, underneath the seat. You just don't look underneath the seat, so yeah.
Yeah, we figured out, like, I took that screenshot when I bought them. It was like February 27th, and you had a picture of them on your floor March 28th.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different things you could imagine in your head. Daydream it up. The Mexicans holding it up, taking a big whiff.
That's what
Well, the
we
Mexicans
talked about.
I want to be her.
We talked about, like, these Mexicans, I mean, they reach under the seat. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is you reach under the seat, you're cleaning all this stuff. You don't know what you're going to encounter. And all of a sudden they pull this leopard print, not knowing what it is, and they're like, whoa, like all excited.
Ay.
They're like, I'm going to be an American.
Their arms aren't even big enough to stretch it out, and then all of a sudden they're like taking pictures, sending it to their buddies, and, we're just like, and then we still have 3 more vehicles that's kind of going there and get detailed, and she was like, I'm going to tell them that it's my, one of our employees that,
It took like 2 months for
that did this and not be us, but yeah.
Detailed this car.
Shit, with an ass that big, they probably wanted to meet your wife to see, because they like them big ones.
I'm sure.
They were in love from first touch, from first scent.
She looked like the Gulf of America.
But anyway,
Say, wow.
I mentioned it on the podcast last weekend, and then
Hey, turn my thing
on.
up. Well, you're right there.
Anyway, I mentioned it on the podcast, and that's when you found out I did it.
Yeah, it was like 10:30 at night. I was listening to it on the way down to Toledo. And then I'm like, oh, okay, he's talking about the wrong, da-da-da. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I might as well let the cat out of the bag. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, so these underwear. And I'm like, no way. Like, like, I'm like, okay, so I tried to call Jason. It's 10:30. I'm like, he might be up. Then I called my wife. I'm like, you're not gonna believe this. And she's like, oh my gosh, like,
She's
you
like,
know, and she
snap,
knew
no,
about
no.
the whole big dildo and all that stuff, and nothing could top that one. That was probably the best one.
That's
I
still
got in a
probably
fight
that's
with
still
the
that one's still
post
probably the
office
best one.
lady. Got in a fight with the post office lady about that, thinking, you know, that she was in on it. So, yeah, and then this one, we were just like, I mean, and so, you know, it was like either I could not say nothing, but it was well thought out, and it was a very good one. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta let them know about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I'm
the
glad it was,
next, well, you listened to it, whatever, Monday night,
yeah.
and then I got a call. I no more than left the driveway here, got on 66, and you called me, and I laughed so hard I was crying all the way to work. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it was the big underwear, not like a thong or something like that.
I'll show you guys the picture when we go to break, but I'm proud of it. I was pretty proud of that one. That was the best $6
Yeah,
I ever
that's a good
spent.
Yeah, what did you do?
Yeah, I know, 604, I think it was.
Did you get them out of the drawer or did you buy them?
They're mine. Everybody's like, "Oh, you should have rubbed some tuna fish in there or something."
I was thinking you should put like some mayonnaise in the garage.
Crusty mayonnaise.
Those are actually out of Ty's
It was
trophy
in the middle of
collection.
winter, so it was in the middle of winter and it was a cold winter, so you wouldn't have probably smelled it too bad.
Oh, you want to smell
Alan-
it till the summer?
I stuffed them in there, and I'm like, "Man, I don't know how long it's going to take him to find them. This is going to take forever to get the payoff on this gag. The payoff is you finding them and freaking out about it, or something, or Diane, your wife finding them and freaking out, or something." But I'm like, man, and Alan's like, "You should probably just pull them up between the console and the seat, just a small piece of them, so she can see them when she gets in." And I'm like, yeah. And then
You should have opened a can of tuna fish. Sit
said
right on
that.
top of them.
So I went to go do that, but they were gone. Like the Jeep, you never drove the Jeep again, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And the next thing I know, he's on vacation. I'm like, well, fuck it, I guess we wait till he comes back now.
Came from, you know, we didn't know where it came. We knew it came out of the Jeep. So we're like, I didn't look in the glove compartment, so I'm like,
Bro,
okay, well,
somebody came in his underwear.
maybe
God.
he had it in the glove compartment. Maybe he had it underneath the seat. We had no idea. We just knew they showed up, but we knew that we cleaned out the vehicle prior to go into detail. I mean, like I said, it was just, you know, and I was telling Jason about it, it was just the odds and the circumstances of how we get the car detailed, and all of a sudden, the place that gets it, you know, that they're cleaning it out and they find this underwear, and then they've got to let us know that, hey, there's a bag full of your belongings that are in it, and yeah, it ends up being that. I mean, it was too good to be true. It just seemed pretty crazy.
There was a handful of guys that knew about it. Heaton was one of them, so he could have told you, but he didn't. Good on him.
No, Eaton didn't. Yeah, and then I get back, and then Jim's like, hey, find any underwear lately?
Yeah, I told everybody, I'm like, give me
Yeah,
shit.
He just left. I saw him. He just pulled out of the gate. I just saw him.
Yeah, I made sure I got out of there before you had a chance to catch me. So, all right,
Good one.
that was a good
All
one.
right,
All right, have a good night.
Yep, see you in a little bit.
Bye.
Enjoy work.
Bye.
Do I know him?
No, I don't think so. It's Tori. I've worked with him since Behrman's. Started working with him at
Do you ever feel
Behrman's.
bad about yourself?
Uh-uh.
Do you have a conscience?
Hell
Well, hold
no.
on. Since we're on that tangent, you want to call up your nephew and we'll talk about that one?
Yeah, we could. Let's real quick show this.
Sure. I seen him.
That's what you sent?
That's what I put under the passenger seat of the Jeep.
How did you not see
Carter,
Jeep
can you
tops?
see those cart?
Yeah, underwear.
Giant panties.
That's a seat
Oh, hey mom, look.
They would have looked
square body.
They would have looked super baggy and moody.
I don't know about that.
Okay, they wouldn't be like stretching the elastic, but
You think is CJ busy?
I don't know.
Can
What
we
time
call
is
him?
it?
He's got his own family thing.
Man, May's going to bed. God forbid.
You can call him, but he might.
Nah,
Call.
don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, we can give the clip notes on that one.
You can call him. He has the choice to answer or not answer.
Who?
I mean, he's an adult.
CJ,
He's an adult.
or we can just tell the story on our end.
Just tell the story.
Yeah. Call him up.
This room wasn't done yet. That wall wasn't done yet. We were working up here doing something,
building that wall, I think.
We were working on something. Yeah, I think
Trying to
so.
finish that wall.
Moody was downstairs working on his car. But in the meantime, Moody pulled a gag on CJ. We're working here. Moody's down there. CJ calls me, freaking out. That's a good one, asshole. Yep, funny. I'm like, what? I had no idea. He called me like 3 times in a row. I'm like, dude, I'm busy. I'm in the middle of something. Because he still lived in Grand Rapids and Alger Heights. And then he explained it to me. He sent me a picture of it, I think. And I'm like, dude, it wasn't me. It's a good one. If I'd have done it, I'd admit to it.
I mean, I'm going to take your credit.
I'll take credit.
I'm not like getting extra credit for
I had
nothing.
nothing to do with it. And we're up here, finally hang up with him again.
When they mailed in that stuff?
The first one, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
The exploding glitter, it was glitter dicks.
I did that to my secretary, and she still doesn't know it's me. She's a dick.
It was a tube, you pop it open, and it just explodes glitter dicks all over wherever you're standing.
Okay, I got it on, but it's still not working.
Moody's down there, and I'm like, man, I don't know. So then I finally give up, and I lean over the edge of about where that door is now. I lean over, and I'm like, did you send CJ some glitter dicks? And he looks up and goes, yeah, did he get them? I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I got him. Fuck yeah, he got him. He's all pissed off.
I ordered these.
They were all over his kitchen because they went in the stove, they went in everything,
So
under the stove.
I found out after the fact that he had ordered a poster, and that tube showed up when he was expecting a poster. So he just opened the tube and it shot.
I'm going to crack it open. It's Farrah Fawcett.
Shot dick confetti all over his kitchen.
I instantly put his boner.
I
He
already.
didn't even think it was going to be me.
Wasn't he still cleaning it off underneath the stove when they moved out or something?
Oh, yeah, there's still.
Oh, yeah, when we moved in.
You can't get rid of that. Once it blows up, it's everywhere.
That was
And then I did another one to his apartment in Philly, but I guess he told you guys not to tell me.
Which one?
That one was looked like a card, and I addressed it to Mr. and Miss CJ.
Yeah.
You know, because the wedding was about that time, and it was set up so when you open the envelope, there's a plastic pouch with really small glitter. So when you open it, it tears the pouch, and the shit just goes everywhere.
I will tell you, Anna was really impressed.
Why?
Because
Well, guess what? Guys gag on each other. Wait.
Well,
Speak for yourself.
some guys gag on other guys.
Guys play
We don't
pranks on
gag
each
on
other.
other guys.
She might as well just get used
Oh,
to
you're a
it.
pro?
Because we're probably not done.
My throat is not stretched. This
I-
is stretched.
I've eased off. It's been a couple of years since I sent him anything.
There he's due.
Now you're starting shit.
Hey, Moody, do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moody. All the cool kids
I
are.
gotta let it ride. Maybe for Christmas.
Give it to May.
My top 3 gags, two of them were Tori, one of them was Moody. Tori was the first box that went over. That worked out really well. There's a whole backstory to that, but we've gone over it. Moody's was the anal lube buckets in his front yard, barrels.
Now the best part of the
He
anal
finally
lube-
got through them.
My best gag was building a barn right next door.
Yeah, no shit.
The best part of the anal lube barrels was that we went to Applebee's right after, and he collected the barrels because he didn't want to lose them, and he put them in the bed of his truck, and then backed up to 66. So his Dodge had 2 anal lube barrels in the bed.
That didn't bother me. The
Sitting
guy-
at Applebee's.
It was funny. And some guy got out of his car laughing his ass off. Well, that's funny. Well, yeah, I think.
I took these. I bought a little package of these little pink dicks, and they screw onto a valve stem. I put them on Robin Briggs's car. I just put them on the passenger side. I didn't put them on the driver's side. She rode around. She got pissed. She wasn't very happy about
Would
that.
you say she was as pissed as you were when I put all those fucking pineapples upside down on your motorhome?
Yeah, I'm still scraping them some inches off. I just scraped one off my side by side the other day on the back.
you
and
probably-
over there.
that was the same time at the fair.
Yeah, no shit.
And you just took it off?
You didn't notice on the back of your motorhome it had a huge
Oh, I got that.
a pineapple
Oh,
mural on it was a full width and height.
I got that one off right away. It was that little one on my
I
side.
put it on
I
the
didn't say,
window.
did you get it off? I said, did you get off the...
The side that
Oh,
faced
that-
the crowd, I put one on there, the big one on there, and a couple on the windshield, and yeah. I thought it was funny. I think Kirk thought it was really funny.
Kirk, what?
Kirk thought it was really funny.
Oh, I'm sure he did, you little bastard.
I still have some. I need to get him.
What do they say? We're not swingers unless a penis smells like pineapple.
I do owe you. I still owe you for that one. That will happen this year at the fair.
But
Hey, don't do anything to
Dude,
piss off my shop.
you guys,
And I get cut out.
dude, I put him on like the first weekend, and you didn't take him off till the last weekend, so you probably seen him,
Well, for a while,
and you're like,
God,
well, maybe.
For a while, I didn't even know what they meant. I didn't. I had no
And
For
then
like
when
2 weeks.
Wink, wink.
The last day, like, holy shit, that's what it means.
didn't know
Somebody
what it meant.
Is that why guys are walking? Are you guys open?
So who told you?
I don't know.
Probably the third guest.
Third guy walking up going,
Yep.
Hey, Big Daddy.
I'm not that big, but what do you mean?
Let me ask you a question.
What do you mean we're assless chat?
How about them Tigers?
We don't talk
That's
sports.
what I got to do. I got to change the subject.
All we do, NASCAR, when he did that wall slide,
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Chastain.
Oh, that was cool.
It was short lived because they made a whole new rule about that shit.
Oh, by the next race, there was a whole new rule.
Give me a
That
break.
was
Well, what did he do? Like slingshot off the wall?
No,
he
he's
rolled the
like,
wall.
he said,
He hit
fuck
the
it.
wall
With a
and held it
pedal-
to the floor.
with a pedal
So,
to the floor.
I'm going to hold
He
it to
had
the
to-
floor until I see freaking God or a checkered flag.
Good thing
So-
there wasn't an opening in that wall.
so if he made up 3 more positions, like
He made it in the
within the
playoffs.
last lap, if he made 3 more positions by the end of the race, half a lap left, he'd get into the
The
final
chase for the win or for the cup.
for the cup.
Was that what it was?
So
Yep.
coming around the last turn, he put it in the wall and planted his foot and just used the wall to help steer him around, and he just slingshot past a bunch of people and he slid right into place. He made it into the cup because
Everybody
he
thought that
ruined
was
the-
cool.
Well,
But
some of the comments.
except for the
Guys that he beat out of for the cup.
Yeah,
Denny,
they weren't as
Denny
smart as
Hamlin.
that and NASCAR.
Oh, you're
NASCAR
right,
didn't
Beth.
like it either.
Yep.
Some of the comments were bitching like, "Oh, the owner's probably upset that he did that to his car."
Nope.
And then all the replies are like, "No, he made it into the finals. That's worth a fuckload more than a car."
Yeah.
They were going to throw the car away at the end, whether he smashed it or not.
The act of what he did made up.
Everyone looked at that.
Everybody looked
Oh,
at it.
just
thought it
just
was
for
the
that
coolest
move,
thing
he'll
I've
be a
ever seen.
fucking legend.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's a Dale Earnhardt going down through the grass and coming up on the thing and winning the race.
Yeah, and the road course one. That's what it was, yeah. Vaguely remember that.
I mean, it's like the 24 hours of Le Mans where they put the NASCAR in there. It's a historic thing. You see all these little sports cars zipping around, and you just hear that NASCAR V8 roaring down the stretch.
Fucking chair.
You ought to grease that fucking
I
chair.
need to lose the cord.
Give it to me.
There you go.
Come over here. Look, if we get that in our house, they're going to raise our fucking taxes. Keep that shit over there.
I got a cool story about
I got
Dale-
nothing from this week.
Dale Earnhardt and Tim Steele when they were racing each other.
Okay, huh?
Tim and I are really good friends because he died about a year ago. But anyway, Tim was telling me, he said that they were going out to go on at a race. I don't know whether it was at Talladega or some damn place. And Dale Earnhardt didn't have his goggles. And so he's looking around for some, and Tim says, "Yeah, I got some if you want to use them." So Dale took them and used them for the race. Tim put him in the wall. They were fighting for the lead. Tim put him in the wall. They came back to the pits, and Tim's sitting there, and he could see Dale Earnhardt coming over with his glasses, and he's flipping the glasses around like this, just flipping around. And Tim says, "Oh shit, I'm in fucking trouble. This is not going to be good." Dale comes over and says, "I think these are yours." And I don't really know what happened after that, but apparently he was just shitting me. He looked like he was really freaking mad. But he came back over and he said, "I think these are yours." And Tim said, "Yeah, they are mine." But they kissed and made up. But it was Tim was pretty nervous about that one.
You know, in NASCAR when they're pushing each other in the wall is pretty great. And then you see Danica Patrick try it, and all she does is wreck herself.
Well,
But she looks good.
I think
I mean, you got to give her the she looks hot factor. I mean,
she was, but I think that the guys didn't like her out there. I think they just put her in the wall.
Well, no, she would try and put other people into the wall and just wreck herself in the process. It's really hard to respect someone that's trying to run NASCAR who can't rub correctly.
Well, I just had a gut feeling that they didn't like her out there racing, and they were just going to do whatever they got to do to make sure she wasn't going nowhere.
But, yeah, that's... So, NASCAR's a dying breed now that they're on axle nuts instead of lug nuts. You heard about
Doesn't
that, right?
Formula One use that too?
No.
Yeah, they've been on that for a while.
One
Yeah.
big.
Yep.
One big
5-6
axle
years.
Oh, come on! It takes all the
What was it? They've been
the
on
stock
that
car
for
on a stock car.
It's been,
a
I
year or
think,
two.
oh, I think it's been 5-6 years now.
it hasn't been that- I don't think it's been that long.
I think it's only a
Okay,
year.
and
It's been a couple
I don't
years.
follow
Either
by
way.
any means, but I just
I
remember
know they went
seeing
to fuel
it.
injection. That was the last thing I knew.
What do you think about stages?
About what?
The stages.
What stages?
The chase for the cup?
The stages of being
That type of
gay
shit?
and not
The
gay.
three stages. that they
Nope.
have. Nobody
Fuck
likes
that.
them.
I hate restrictor plates too. Restrictor plates are for pussies.
Well, I'm talking about stages right now. I kind of like the stages because it groups them back up again, but a lot of people don't like it.
I don't understand or know a damn thing of what you just said.
What do you mean
Right over my
stages?
fucking
So
head.
he's pretty much saying you're
So you got 3 stages.
they-
So
yeah, they
figure
talk-
there's 30 races a year. And I'm just throwing this out there. I don't know the exact numbers. But they take the top 10 out of the first 10 races, the top 10 out of the second 10 races, the top 10 out of the third 10 races. And those are the ones, and they actually take however many wins and everything out of that, narrow it down to like 20, and those are the 20 that are in chasing for the Winston
I'm
Cup.
talking about the stages during the race.
Oh, I guess I don't know about that.
What?
Or are you thinking rally?
We stopped.
No,
we
this
stopped
is
watching
NASCAR.
the
No,
fucking.
in Talladega they have stages. You run. Let's say there's 200 laps.
Yeah.
You run or 300 laps.
Oh, wait.
You run 100 laps, and then you run another 100. They
Is it 2 or 3 stages?
yeah, whatever it is.
I
They
think it's
they position
They stop.
you.
They stop the
based on-
race. They stop the race 3 different times during the race.
Okay.
And they can pit, they can go in the pits, they come back out, they're all grouped back up again, because they get stretched out a long freaking ways.
I'll be over there in a minute to watch the draft.
To be honest, I haven't watched
We're gonna watch that,
NASCAR
though.
because they're all wussies. Ain't none of them worth shit.
No.
Not since the good guys left. Rusty Wallace, Dale Earnhardt, those guys are gone.
You
and
can't forget
Yeah,
Dick
that's a-
Trickle.
Dick Trickle.
Elliott, Waltrip,
I wish I could.
Sterling Marlin,
My name's Dick Trickle.
Irvin.
I drink penicillin
All
instead of
them.
beer.
I ain't watched this. I ain't watched it in years. I think the last
It's on
race
the
I
backside,
watched
there's a
was
button back to button.
4 or 5 years ago, watching Daytona at
I
your
have no
house.
idea.
I didn't even watch the race. I sat and bullshitted because I didn't give a shit about the race.
Since when?
4 or 5 years ago, watching Daytona race at your house
Yeah.
or your garage, what the hell ever. I didn't even watch the race because I don't give a shit anymore. They're all.
You know
It
what?
sucks.
I don't either. Not like I used to. Now I just watch the first 10 laps and the last 10 laps. The rest of it I don't give a shit about.
Nope. I like watching all the Allisons, Irvin, Sterling
NASCAR
Marlin,
got gay.
Dale Jarrett, all them guys
Good old
just
boys.
beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
The way true competition should be.
I don't think there'll ever be another Intimidator.
Nope.
Who's that?
Even
Cletus McFarland's definitely trying to bring NASCAR and truck racing back. Cletus McFarland.
he ran Daytona. Or he ran
NASCAR stands a
Xfinity
chance,
Series.
he's it.
Really? Never heard of
If
it.
NASCAR stands a
he's
chance
he's
for
a
any,
millennial, and he's definitely into it.
Really? No, never heard of it.
I'm telling you, NASCAR. If he doesn't save it, NASCAR will die.
Really?
It's already on its way out. I mean,
It's on its way
You guys
out.
just basically said the same thing. NASCAR.
You're like, oh wow.
The best thing
NASCAR
NASCAR can
sucks.
do is embrace Cletus McFarland.
Yes.
They need to embrace the
redneck atmosphere.
Oh, bring
They
up-
don't care
bring up his
about.
post
They don't
Daytona
care
interview.
about
They want their
stages.
sponsors and their collars.
Yeah, they want a hat to buy, a shirt to buy.
They want a
They don't
halftime
care
show.
who's winning.
And I was
If
gonna
they're
say,
doing stages, they want a halftime show.
Cletus is doing Xfinity series. He's not doing the
Oh, you're not doing
I
that.
think he did one.
Big Cup series.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he was the one. He wrecked and put it on its roof and all this other shit. He's like, best damn day of my life.
Yeah, actually, Moody's got to find that video and put it up here.
But yeah, people go back to NASCAR for him, not for any of the other idiots out there. For
I see
him.
his name. I didn't realize he was Razor.
Yeah,
No, I never heard of that guy.
let me disconnect for a minute. See
Yeah,
if I can
put
find
it
it.
up there. So
But he also
I will
does
when
so
you find
much
it.
shit. They do
I
a
got
Crown
it.
Vic.
got
They do a Crown Vic freaking race.
I do well. He'll put feelers out there. Say I need as many 80s S10s as I can get right now, and he'll buy every one he can find, no matter what they cost, and put all his buddies in there and they'll race them.
He used to have a C4 vet that he gutted, took all the body off, and took it up to the
Incredibly
sand
fast.
dunes.
Well, he's got a couple of them now.
And
He's got
I-
names for all of them, and Hendricks would know all the names of these cars because he's a huge Cletus McFarlane fan.
All right, let me connect to the TV.
come on, Buzz.
Buzz, you're gonna want to see this.
Come here.
This is what we're talking about.
This is Cletus.
Ricky Bobby.
No, nobody gives a shit about him. But that kid, watch this.
Well, I was having the best day of my life. Ripping around Daytona like a bald eagle. Flat out, you know. Avoided a wreck, which was awesome. I thought I was the best driver to ever exist in that moment. And it's probably because my sleeves were cut off that I was able to pull off that maneuver coming down pit road. Then someone slammed into my rear left quarter, spun me out, lived through that. Got some fresh tires, went back out there. I'm hot dogging into 1 and 2, and the car lost it in front of me. And I saw it, didn't have enough brakes to get slowed down before it, and tried to go around it, misread it, zigged instead of zagged when I should have zagged, and I zigged, and bam, blew the front end right off my hot rod.
I hate that for you.
And see, he's going to bring back NASCAR
Yeah.
He
to what
will.
it used
That's
to
the
be.
savior of
What did you say,
NASCAR.
Cletus?
Cletus McFarlane.
He is he's super big on YouTube. He makes millions on YouTube videos.
He actually owns Freedom Factory as a racetrack, and the neighbors fucking hate it.
It's down in Florida,
So there was this racetrack.
Bradenton, I think.
There's this racetrack, and then people built subdivisions near it. And then when it started being used as a racetrack
That's why
again,
you look
they
at your
complained
neighbor
about the
before you
noise.
build.
Why didn't you?
Huh?
Your neighbor is fucking garbage.
That's why we're moving. It's like, okay, we didn't pick our friends wisely.
But
Well, now that
And I know that's a big statement to say Cletus McFarlane can save NASCAR, but I believe it.
he's definitely drumming up a lot more attention for NASCAR than they had before.
He's got as big of a following by himself as all of NASCAR does, I think. He's got more subscribers. I mean, he just posts a video and YouTube pays him.
Na-
It could be.
NASCAR wants a lot of
What is
money
it?
for a ticket just to
I can't
watch.
do
No, it's not.
NASCAR wants a lot of money for a ticket just to watch cars stay in the same pattern going in circles. Whereas
A lot of people
Cletus,
don't like to watch NASCAR. They don't like.
I go to watch
roundy.
Look, I watch hockey to see fights. I watch NASCAR to see fucking crashes. I don't want to
and
see
then
people
fights. I like it when they get out of the car and then start throwing hands.
Oh,
bashing
ain't none,
helmets at
ain't
each
none of
other.
them had a good fight since Callie Arborough and Bobby Allison. When they started freaking hitting each other with their helmets down on the freaking apron. That was, I don't know what, 85? And that was Daytona.
I was still in school.
I was
have
9.
no
How old
idea.
were you?
6.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
But-
this is a kid you're going to want to watch. His name's Alex Slade. He's about 8 years old. It's Tim's grandson. He's down racing in North. They moved from Caledonia to North Carolina so he could race. He's racing these little midgets, and he's running against Kyle Bush's boy, Braxton Bush. and kicking his ass. This kid's going to be really, really something. And I've been sponsoring him. I send some sponsor money down to him every year. And he is going to, this is a guy the kid you're going to want to get, probably not right now, but eventually this kid's going to be something else. He's just freaking awesome. I hung out with him for a while, a couple times, and he's a wild man. He's just fucking wild.
Sounds like his grandpa.
Yeah, no shit.
Who's that?
Tim was absolutely
Tim would have been another Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, he was crazy.
Yeah.
I tried to get... Stavler?
Tim Steele.
Tim Steele. HS Dye over in Allendale.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, that's...
he was on the NASCAR circuit.
Yeah. I went to Tim's funeral. Tim was 55 years old when he died. A year ago last January, 55 years old.
From what?
Strokes. He hit the wall in Atlanta years ago, and he raced Talladega for a while. It was so bad, he was seeing double. He was racing Talladega, he was seeing double.
God, there's so many cars ahead.
So he could have won 2 races.
Huh?
He could have won 2 races.
Well, he was seeing double when he got out on the track, so he hit a piece of tape underneath the dash. And there's a video, a 22-minute video that I watch it all the time. He tells everything that happened. He talks about this piece of tape he hid underneath the dash. When he gets out on the track, he put it over his eye, and before he went in, he'd hide it back. His crew chief didn't even know about it. Tom Sokolowski was his crew chief. He didn't even know that shit was going on.
Well, he
was so determined to race that he would do anything.
He got in an accident, and the doctors put him on something that was not supposed to be addictive. They put him on Oxy. Guess what happened? And that didn't help matters much.
You met Tim, didn't you?
Yeah. It was sad. When I met him, it was a little sad.
It was sad. Very sad.
Because
he was like my best friend. Other than Lionel Haskins, Tim was my best friend. And I think about him all the time. Pretty sad.
I think I still have pictures of his man cave.
Oh, I got pictures. I got all kinds of pictures of
Holy shit, man.
His race car is upside down over his pool table with LED lights shining down on it.
He's got like some super rare Indian motorcycles. Just crazy.
Where's the kid live? Where's he live?
Big Star Lake, up where we're at.
Right on the lake. Great big. He had this monster fucking eagle looking out over the water.
I'm going out. We're doing the fireworks this year, July 4th. July 5th. I got to go up there and help set up fireworks because that was a big thing. He spent $40,000 on fireworks every year. It was like a
professional job.
Yeah. Oh my God. Ready to go? And well, Sally goes up there every year with us, but this year we're going. His daughter's gonna keep doing it just in memory of him.
Where am I going?
Huh?
Where am I going?
For what?
Fireworks.
Huh?
Oh.
Fireworks in Baldwin. Hey, we want to ask you something. Do we?
What?
Ask her.
Oh, we're not set up for that game.
No. In your career, you've got to have some crazy ass stories, and you don't have to give names. You can give some information, though. No? Not feeling it?
Not feeling it, no.
Well,
We're all
see?
math heads.
How you feeling?
Buzzy
Grab
said
me
you
a
would.
beer and bring it up.
Buzzy said you would.
He
I
said
didn't say she would. I said,
No, you said she would definitely
No.
elaborate on the
Oh,
stories.
yeah. Detailed, dirty details, the whole works. That's what you
All
said.
you have to do is just say the word meth.
I've heard there's been a hell of a rush of meth in Ironton County.
Meth and heroin and fentanyl.
Yeah, well,
But I haven't seen any of that yet.
we call that Byenthal.
oh, Shannon. There's a house that burned down over on Parmelia Road the other day, and those kids. It was a meth house, and they held a bunch of kids. You know about it?
Anybody
Couldn't
die?
tell you if I could anyways.
Right, told you that.
Well, we're not talking names. I mean, it's all out there.
Well, you can find out who owns the property, so.
I know who owns property.
It's loud.
We're over an hour anyways.
Yeah, we'll take a break and Come back with something else.
Here's those wish as well.
All the rest can go to hell.
See ya.